Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being so patient. This is Travis Michelle. Welcome to Late Night with Travis Michelle. Happy Hump Day. Please make sure that you also um, put in your hi, Angelique. Thanks so much for joining us, Queen. That you invite people in um, to our broadcast tonight. Uh, I always like to give people an opportunity to get your beverage of choice. See my mug? It says live every minute of your life, and that's what we should be doing. And I have my don't tell my son. I have some of his mango juice. With going through chemo and stuff, I don't like a whole lot, and I found out I liked it. So you know how your children have no, you can't have anything in the refrigerator, in the cupboards, in your drawers, closets, everything is theirs. So shh, don't tell Khalik that I'm drinking his mango juice, okay? So you get your beverage of choice, put them chill in the bed, have your bonnets on, but I gotta like look a little cute, so do my guests, because we're going around the world here. So be comfortable, have your pajamas on, and sit back, relax, bring in other queens and kings so that they can learn, get gems dropped. I just want to share with you guys. I thank you for showing up again for me. I've been radio silence, TV silence, streaming silence for the last couple of weeks because I was in such grueling, intensive uh, therapy going through my cervical cancer journey. And there was no way. First of all, I wasn't even in my right mind because of all the medications and everything. So it was like, y'all, we can't take care of others. I can't be here and show up with confidence um, and help you have confidence and build confidence and etc. If I don't take care of myself and make myself priority number one. So that's what I needed to do. So I'm on shaky ground, but I'm definitely through another portion of the treatment. And now we're doing another portion, but it's not as intense and grueling. So I'm excited about that. Thank you for those of you who have sent me prayers via text messages, DMs, IG, back channeling me in Clubhouse, Facebook. I really, really so appreciate you. I do see it. But y'all, I will spend the next week or so going through all and responding to you. But like I said, I've been in the OR for the last 2 weeks, every other day. Yeah, I said operating room. So when you go there, you're in another land. So I need time to kind of recoup and recover. And but I do want to just give a public thank you and acknowledgement because I think sometimes we walk around looking at people and you don't know what they're going through, and you don't have to tell everybody. But for those of us that do, and you see us as so strong and as inspirational, we need to be honest and say, hey, I've been going through something, instead of like, oh, everything is perfect, everything is fine. Because someone else might be going through something, looking at us and saying, well, they are complaining. They're so strong, when they don't realize we're strong, but we have to be strong enough to know our weaknesses and acknowledge our weaknesses. It's all right because we're human. So we're not going to be perfect at 100% all the time. I'm just saying, okay? So, again, welcome to Late Night with Travis Michelle. We're here every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about ugly side of the backstory. What exactly is that? It's when guests come on and they share not just their successes, but the challenges along the way. They drop gems, they give us tools, they share with us, like, you got to keep going. But I went through a divorce, had children, went through an illness, uh, bankruptcy, opened several businesses, etc. Whatever it is, but we can still make it. Good evening, Michelle Anderson Benjamin. Thank you, Queen, for coming in. If you have not signed up with StreamYard, I'm not going to see your name. So you have to type your name in because I like to acknowledge people when they come in because that's just who I am. That's what I do. Okay, I'm just saying. I think you should be acknowledged unless you don't want to be, and of course that's fine, no problem. But if you put your name in, then I definitely will. So that's what the other side of the backstory is. But who am I? I'm Travis Michelle. I'm an international best-selling author, times two. I now have my journal, and it's called Boss Up with Confidence. And what I do is I help women, especially Black women and women of color, who they need to get to the next level in their confidence. Not that they have low self-esteem and they don't and they can't do things, but you need to boss up. You need to get to the next level. And I help them to do that through freedom, forgiveness, and redemption. And using my signature WALK method, willing participant, action steps, love yourself, and kick butt unapologetically. Okay, so please make sure to stay in contact. Follow me over on my IG, my Facebook, YouTube channel, which I always forget to talk about, and I'm in Clubhouse. So without further ado, I want to bring on our guest. Y'all, we're going to have a good time, but we always have a good time on here, right? So that's nothing new. So I'm going to bring on Odrayona Ward, and I'm going to have her stand while I tell you, read her bio. She, Odrayona Ward is known as, I love it, Dream Team Strategist. How about, she didn't just say I'm a strategist or I'm a team, no, Dream Team. And we all know what the Dream Team, right? We know Magic Jordan and all that. We know what the Dream Team means. We know in USA with basketball, if you don't look it up, okay, go look it up, guys. You Google it. Dream Team. So she's a Dream Team strategist, and that means she's also an employee management coach who helps service providers build teams of dedicated employees that are focused on increasing revenue and results. That includes retention and recruitment, right? Because once you hire them, you want to be able to retain them. And then you want them to feel so good that they will also bring on people who are good. So then you have a stronger team, whether it's 3 people or it's 30,000 people. She also is dedicated to, she's also able to help a new startup company. New startups. Y'all listening? You better take some notes, get your pen and paper out. Help new startup company grow from 0, because we all start out with a little goose egg, to 660,000 in revenue with a team of 10 employees in less than a year. Because y'all, what? And I'm going to share with you I do have guests on that I don't have a personal relationship with, and then I have guests come on that I do have a personal relationship with. And I have a personal relationship with Odrayona. When I tell you that this is a prayer warrior, y'all, I'm gonna throw that in because y'all know that I'm nothing without God, and we talk about that on this show. So if it offends you, oh well, get over yourself. All right, but a prayer warrior, a woman who prays for me, encourages me, calls me, and checks in on me just to see how I'm doing, or sends me a text. That's the kind of woman she is. We're also part of 10 Dynamic Women, and it's called Tilted Crown Squad. And we encourage each other, we adjust each other's crowns. So that's how we met during the pandemic. So we've never met in person, but we've been connected for over, what is it, like 18 months?
Yeah, it's been a while now.
That's how strong. And Angelique Monnier, who's been on here also, digital,
Angelique.
Digital Angelique. And she used to be Corporate Countdown, but she helps you with your businesses. Like you want to do your online course, that's the one to check out. So, and then there are others as well. So your circle is so important. And that's why I was so thankful having been out for 2 weeks. And now I'm getting back in, trying to slowly get back into things. And I'm like, Odrayona, you think you can come on, and I usually want to do it a little bit sooner, asking folk, but I can only do what I can do, and I'm okay with it. And she's like, yeah, what time? She goes, yeah, girl, 10 o'clock. All y'all young folk with the 10 o'clock, I don't understand. Y'all have a hard time staying up and stuff. But anyhow, Queen, thank you so much for being here. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. How are you? You look lovely.
Thank you. You see, I've had to go back to the wigs because being on that chemotherapy, I had my natural, y'all see it. You see my pictures. I was like, yay. Cause right before I started chemo and everything and all my treatments, radiation, I was like, all right, so I'll get my hair chemo just said, we're going to do what it do. And I don't know what it's doing. Some is here, some is not there. It's not that it's all bald or anything, but it's just a hot to the mess. I was like, well, you ain't said nothing but a word. Let me go dig these wigs out.
I know that's right. You can't go wrong with a good wig.
So, I'm like, that's okay. I'm a Black woman. We got all kind of hairstyles.
That's right.
But you look beautiful. I'm so glad you have that gold on. That's, oh, I love it. I love it. So
Thank you.
tell us, I know you were working for corporate. Give us a little background on where you were working and why you decided to go and become a uh, entrepreneur.
Okay, so this is my ugly side of the backstory, right? So, I've never worked in corporate. I worked for a small company. I've always worked in healthcare.
Mhm.
That's my zhuzh. Like I love healthcare, and so specifically in the dental field, I'm a dental professional by trade, but now I'm an entrepreneur. And so I used to work for a pediatric dental office, a lot of kids, just nothing but kids. We didn't do any adults at all. Adult teeth are kids' teeth. I love them. But yeah, so I worked with this office. I came into the office fresh, brand new from day one, hit the ground running, myself and another employee. Things got off great. We started out, like I said, with $0, really no direction. The way that I was brought in was that I would be the one running the show, even to the fact of me running the doctor, telling the doctor what to
Wow.
do, where to be, and how to. She was the expert of the teeth, of course. No, that's her thing. But just the operational side of it, I was the one from day one that was in there, boots to the ground, making things operate, learning as I went. I didn't know, I didn't have any previous experience. We were able to go from me, myself, and another employee to me managing about 10. I think the highest I ever got to was about 15 people, and we were just killing it. We were
Right.
just making the things turn. The wheel, we call it a money machine. That's how we call the office, because we were just making the money. And then it went on into like the second year of me working there, and things transpired. I wasn't really being treated fairly, quote unquote. And I have to watch what I say, because that's another part of my backstory that I have to be mindful, because I said that I would be. I signed a contract. So I had things that the relationship and communication kind of broke down between myself and the owner, and um, issues and discrepancies about my pay and that I had already worked were coming up. And one day we had a dispute. She didn't like what I was telling her about how much I was being owed for overtime that I had worked. I didn't agree with what she said. This is her business. She was able to terminate me on the spot. And that was that. It was just a matter of that. I mean,
Wow.
and it was amazing, because it's amazing to look back on it now, because like I said, I was really the operational brain behind the whole thing. And to grow from $0 to over $500,000, that's a big deal for any business. Businesses don't do that in their first year. They get to six figure months years down the line. But for us to be able to do that in literally under 12 months, that was huge, right?
Right.
And we were very much on track to double that, for sure. I would say for sure double it, if not more. So at least $1 million year the next year. And the communication, I don't know if it was greed, I'm not sure, ego, pride, whatever it was, but the relationship did dissolve, and I'm blessed for it. It's not a pity party. It's not anything to be sad about. It is the ugly side of it. It wasn't fun when it happened, when
Right.
I was sitting on my couch, like what really just happened here, but now that I look at it, I'm so grateful.
Isn't it wonderful when, sometimes we see that we should be moving along and that we've done our time, we've served our purpose someplace, our season is over, and God has a way of, okay, let me tap you. I call it thumping me on the head because I'm a little hard headed. So He knows you read it, you prayed for it, you asked for it, you're doing the work because faith without action is dead. But I have to
Mm,
send Adriana, I have to send Dr. Nikki, I have to send Angelique to verbally say it to you a couple of times so that you get the message. And he was like, "Oh, it's time for, I see something different for you." And it was like, bam. So I'm just glad, because I know you're grounded in God, that
yeah.
you didn't fall apart. A lot of people would have been, oh my gosh, falling apart.
Now I'm not gonna lie. At first, when it transpired, she and I had words. It was like World War III. It was like office. I'm like this because we had such a close relationship, and that's how she operated. And so I was very much adamant about it. Like when I sent the letter in, letting her know that I would come back. I even let her know I was going to be seeking legal advice. So as soon as it happened, I was upset, but I also had it in my mind like I have to get what's mine. I have to take this to court. We ended up going to federal court behind it. If you Google my name, you will see the whole gamut of everything that was entered into the federal courts. It's all there. It's all true. It's my story. I own it. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not the one to be like, because people Google you. So if they were to Google
Right.
it, they will find out. I don't play about teams and I don't play about my money. And that's just, but today, I wish everybody the best. I hope everybody is blessed. I hope businesses take off. I hope the $1 million are able to be met times 10. So it's all good.
And that's something. Thank you for being honest with us and being transparent. But if you're on this show at some point, the questions anyway I'm going to ask y'all. But everybody, don't come on here if you're going to be, oh, we're not on at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're on at 10 p.m. for a reason, because that's the kind of chick I am. And I was going to ask, and I'm going to keep it 100.
Yeah, let's
I got
do
all this
it.
energy, guys. Know that when we get off this show, I will be in the bed like a wet doll rag till tomorrow morning. But I'm just saying. But yeah, so it's good because other people need to know. You didn't let anybody take advantage, because sometimes we leave and we're owed and we don't fight for it. And I don't mean duke it out, but we don't take our legal action, which is our right. We don't
Right.
follow up. I ain't got time for that, right? That's what we say, especially in our community. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got money for that. I don't. You need your money, and you will get it. But they count on that, no matter who they
Yeah.
are, what race, color, creed. That's not the issue. Companies count on people being lazy.
Yes.
That it is what it is. So, how long after your walking away from the company? Because I'm saying you walked away. I know, whatever. Because you know what you did. Because you got your money, you got your paper, so you
I
walked away.
got my
So
paper.
you
You
win,
right.
you won. Okay,
I
so
never turned back. And I probably could have went back if I would have went back with my tail tucked in between and like begging and just, please, please, I could have went back, but a letter was sent to me, for me to correspond. I never responded ever since that day. I never
hmm
responded to anything. So go ahead.
good
I'm
for you.
sorry.
So, how long after that did you decide I'm going now to help to become a dream team strategist? I'm going to help, because you definitely have the tools. You know how to do it. But how long did it take? And give us like some challenges you faced.
So I didn't immediately jump into entrepreneurship after I left because whenever you take someone to court, they want you to reconcile the damages between them laying you off or you getting fired or whatever was took place and finding another job, right? So I had to start employment like pretty fairly quickly so that it would look fair to the courts anyways. So I immediately got a job. Um, and I was working at that job until the pandemic hit. The pandemic hit. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I just gotta tell you the truth. I love the dental field, but I haven't always had the best experiences with doctors. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like it's not the best, especially when it comes to money because it's a mindset thing. So even
Mm-hmm.
though, you would think someone's gone to school for a long time, certain things you just can't teach people. Respect, treat people right, pay people right, make sure you're able to do these type of things that you need to take care of
Who you
business
telling?
wise. They don't learn that. They don't learn that in professional
Mm-mm.
school. They learn how to do the trade and be the expert of whatever it is that they're experts in. So I did go to another office. I was working there. I wasn't working in a management position, but I was. It then COVID hit. Check bounced. Payroll check bounced. And I was like, you know what? This is like the third private practice office that I've been burned by I'm going into business for myself. If they can do all of this, I surely can do it. Like I can make it, I can figure it out.
Yeah,
So
don't bounce my check. Don't mess with my money. Come on now.
weeks. So I was like, okay, if they can bounce my check and I've done the work, like this is money that's already owed to me, then surely I can get I'm sorry, surely I can start my own business. And so that's what I did. And then I had a business, and I still have my business with product based, right? But then it was like, okay, I like this product based business, but I want to flow more in what I'm gifted in. I want to flow more in my zone of genius, something that's just easy for me. I don't have to create anything. I don't have to manually, I mean, not create anything. I don't have to manually make anything. I can just flow out of my zone. And then I was like, that's, and I started thinking about it. The wheel started turning. And I'm like, at the time, me making more than $500,000 in that year, it didn't really like, that wasn't like, whoa, that was good. But then when I started thinking about problems to be able to solve and how I could become and make a business out of it, I was like, well, you know what? I might have had something with that. And if I was able to show somebody else how to do that, the relationship dissolved. That doesn't mean that that took away my gift. So I can still operate and help businesses at a massive level on my time. Me do it myself, and I don't have to
Right.
be tied down to any one business.
Wow. That, see, you had to spend a little time with yourself. And
Yeah,
that's what a lot of us don't do. We chase, Angelique, I'm going to use your words, the shiny object. You know,
right.
she loves saying that, right? What's the latest? What's the greatest? And I'm a registered nurse by trade. Um, I'm a silent investor in my business. And there comes a time when you just don't have the passion anymore. Like you're good at what you do. I'm excellent nurse. I know that. I am confident enough to say that I am. Okay. 26 years this year. Absolutely. The reason I received such excellent treatment from rate the techs, the nurses, the doctors, because I know my karma. I know I've given back so much. So
That's right.
like from security, I mean, even from the garage, just really, really good treatment, especially well from the institution that is, I'm getting my treatment from. But there comes a time when we have to change, transition, and we have to say what really is God's goal for us. I know I went in because I wasn't thinking about the money with nursing. It's just that now nurses, especially New York, California, Chicago, highest paying states for nurses and stuff. I wasn't doing it for that. I was doing it because I just wanted to help people and I have passion for that. And then it transitioned to, wait a minute, most of my patients, you should either go into, you should be inside, you should be a coach, you should be encouraging people, you should be speaking. Now I've been hearing this over and over and over, but you're kind of like, yeah, but I'm already got my field, right? Because we're comfortable. And COVID took a whole lot of folks out of their comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
and opened up so many new doors. And you had to
Amen.
stop and spend time and think about what I can do differently, um, and figure out, find, because you had to spend so much time with yourself and your family in those walls, you found out what you liked. And more importantly, you found out what you didn't like. So I know you're a mom of a beautiful son. How
Yes.
did that, how are you able to juggle your entrepreneurship with, your son? You have a home, you have to have, let's keep it real. You have to have income coming in. How did you juggle that?
So I was just literally blessed enough for opportunities to transpire where I was able to make money in the business, to be able to. So what I wanted to buy a house like during COVID, and I had this grand idea that I was going to buy a house in COVID. I was going to use my business income or whatever. And so, but in the meantime, I needed to. My lease was ending on my apartment, so I had to move back with my grandparents. That was fun, right? That was so much fun. So luckily, my son was in virtual learning, it was just a blessing. Like, entrepreneurship has been a blessing in the aspect of me being a mom and being there with my son, being able to be at home. My business is home based, and I was able to spend more time with my family. My grandmother was just recovering from open heart surgery, so I was able to be there with her, be there with my grandfather. He's disabled, and it just really gave me time to be able to not have to so much worry about bills, right? Because I'm staying with them. God bless them. They're such generous people. You know, they really are. They're like, they live in the country. We live on acres of land. We were able to just do farming, old Beverly Hillbilly type stuff. And also, like I said, though, but we were able to live with them. So that was able to afford me the opportunity to really focus in on my business and focus in how to make money, and
Mm-hmm.
then allow me to be able to move out. I got income now, right? I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to take care of my child. And so that's how I was able to do it, as well as work on my business and perfect my craft.
Wow. That and family good, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes family is good. You know, we have
Yeah.
good and we got bad, but when it's good, it's real good.
It's real.
I'm going to do a short commercial break, but before we do that, I want you to tell us where we can find you. You see, I put the easytree.me Dream Team Strategist there. I
Perfect.
know that's on your IG, but tell us how we can contact you.
Okay, so I am on IG under Dream Team Strategist. That's primarily where you can find me. I'm also on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I'm enjoying LinkedIn. So if you are a LinkedIn girl too or guy, I am under Odrayona Ward, my first and my last name. And that is where you can find me. You can shoot me a DM. You can send me an email. My contact information is also on my bio. I'm also on Clubhouse, as a matter of fact, under Adriana Ward. And yeah, I love to hear from you. I love new connections and just networking.
Okay, perfect. So here's time for our little commercial break. Hi, I am Travis Michelle, the host of Late Night with Travis Michelle show, where we talk about the ugly side of the oh my gosh, chemo brain just said pop, 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 and went through ugly side of the backstory. And our guest tonight is our Dream Team strategist, Odrayona Ward. She's joining us and talking about building a dream team, how she's done it, and then giving us her challenges as well as the shiny object, the successes. Just so excited to have her on here. Please make sure that you join us every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who were not here earlier, thank you so much for coming back in. My YouTube family as well. I have to always acknowledge them, y'all. Y'all got to go sign up, please. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have to work on that. I will as I build my strength. But, you know, the chemo brain worked for a minute. As you know, I am going through my cervical cancer journey and fighting for my life, and it's curable. So thank you for seeing that I wasn't here for the last 2 weeks because I had to take care of myself. But also, I would like to take this time to say that when I came out from my last operating room procedure, my son picks me up because he would take me in the morning. I'd be there like 8 hours, knocked out, cold, conscious, 4 hours every other day. It was crazy. And this is what he met me with: Godiva chocolates.
Beautiful.
And he also brought chocolates for the staff. And I know I did not tell him that. I'm like, the two people helping me get to the car. And I was like, wow, they were so excited. When you raise them right, you see what happens. Okay. And then he has me stretching because my legs are noodles. And y'all know I used to ride like 14 miles 2, 3 times a week. I can barely make it from my bed to the bathroom, but I'm getting better. I'm building my strength, and. And he says, "Oh," I said, "Khalik, there's a box at the door." He's like, "I don't know what this is." He says, "But it has your name on it." I know I'm not allowed to order online. I tried to order something, and I was supposed to order 7. It comes out there's 2 in a box. I ordered 14, so I have, how many is that? Right. So I'm not allowed to order yet. The brain isn't quite functioning well enough. But when he opened it, look what was there. Can y'all see?
Wow. Beautiful.
My Forever Roses teddy bear. So I just Like I have my Valentine's, he's here with me. He's been here helping me for a month and not complaining, literally cooking, cleaning. My other son came with little Christian that you guys know, cooking, cleaning. Hi, Shani. I'm so happy. I'm going to call you. I've just been, taking time. Don't give up on me. Um, Helping me, and my daughter and I talk almost daily, and then I have the support of others, but my children really mean like the world. That all three of them have been right here walking this journey with me. So I always want to acknowledge my babies, because we have to tell them. People need to know that there are families out there where the children do help. Because everybody has something that, yeah, it's all on one kid. No, but my son is here cooking for me, and I can't hardly eat. I would not have been eating this last month, really, if it wasn't for him, because he literally had to cook and come in, and now he's giving me my big jug of water again. I hate water. I used to like it. I've had to force, and get that chemo and flushing it and all the medications. I hate water. He's like, here's your jug again. You got to start again. But he's military. He's former military, so they just like black and white. That's it. Get it done. So, like he says, get it done. But while you're doing that, I'm saying all of that too. You see this? It says live every minute of your life. And that's what we have to do. We can't take not 1 second for granted, because I was living my best life for the moment, because it's not a best life, like I said. But you're in that moment, that zone, and bam, out of the clear blue, I get a nice thump in the back of my head. It's not so much your journey. It's not so much your challenge that you have and that you're faced with. It's how you get through your journey. Did I just roll over and die and say I'm giving up? Now, I did roll over and cry. Yeah, absolutely. But I had to boss up with confidence. I had to know to whom I belong, that I'm God's child. He said it's curable. All the doctors, well, I went for a second opinion, they all have the same. It's curable. It's a very aggressive treatment. It's curable. God had already, I knew in my heart that it was, right? And so then I had to show up. So bossing up with confidence, go to Amazon and you can purchase my journal where we talk about willing participant action steps, love yourself, and kick butt unapologetically. I have my boss up Boss Up Confidence Academy that will be starting. I probably now, because I had a little setback with all my treatments in Women's Month, March. So I'm really excited about that, because I am an expert in one, we have to forgive ourselves. Once you forgive yourself, boom, you have freedom. Then when you have freedom, you walk towards your redemption so that you can, excuse me,
Bless you.
excuse me,
Bless you.
you can then, thank you, move forward. And bossing up with confidence is not one thing, it's several things. It's believing in yourself, knowing that you can, believing in the Lord, standing in his word, having that tight circle, going through. Because look, I want this over and done. I want it to already be the end, be a year from now, right? Because it takes time for all this stuff to really, I want it to be a year from now. Everything's, but I can't do that. I have to go through the process. So when you stand up and you go through the process, then you can be stronger and be an example for other people. So with that said, we're now back to our show. Hi, we have our guest, Odrayona Ward, who is our Dream Team Strategist. Where did you come up with that? Because I love that name.
Um, Literally, that's what I had when I was managing the office, the pediatric office. The team was the dream team. They were supportive. I was there to support them. They were pleased with me. They were happy to come to work. They would go above and beyond what I would do. They would come up with new ideas to be able to keep our patients happy. They would go above and beyond. If I needed to step out, I didn't have to worry about, say for instance, if I had to pick my son up early from school, I didn't have to worry about coming back to the office and it being in a big chaotic mess when I got back. Everything was always taken care of, and they were really appreciative of me, and they were really just an all-around dream team. And that is how we were able to do that. Like, that is tremendous to be able to do that in 1 year, in the first year with no patient of record at all. to be able to reach over $500,000. So I love to call them the dream team because they still to this day, I may not manage them, but they still keep in touch with me and they still want to know how I'm doing and what I have going on.
That, and that is so good. Hi, I'm so excited to see you, Davida. You know
Hey.
what? We have our own dream team too. There's
Yes,
Shauna
we
is
do.
here, Angelique is here, Davida is here. We were talking about the Tilted Crown Squad, so just saying. Um, but it's nice that they also are keeping in touch. Uh,
Hmm.
I I know this is Black History Month, and
Yes.
I want us, as I'm challenging, and this is just as an aside, but I have to. My chemo brain like kicked in, and now it's kicked out, so I can remember this. My queens, I need you to go and take your Pap smear. I need you to go to your GYN. It's Black History Month. But this is something I want you to, if you have to make it on your birthday, that you go once a year, Black History Month once a year, Christmas, a holiday, whatever it takes, we need to go and also take care of our purses. Because you know what? That's
Hmm.
our body is our dream team. And we're
That's
the
right.
strategists for our bodies. So if we're not taking care of it, we must. And I'm guilty. I didn't. I have PTSD with going to the for exams because I had sexual trauma. And I'm saying it out loud because there are a lot of women who've had sexual trauma that don't want to talk about it, and then they don't want to go because it is mucking traumatic. Okay, men, think about what they have to do to you. You don't even want to go for your prostate. Well, just think about what we got to go through. And but this is so curable. It is so curable. So we
Yes.
have to make sure that we do that. So thank you, Audra, for letting me say that.
Yeah, no problem.
Every time I speak,
It's
y'all know.
important.
So good. Now, I understand. Does your son help you in any way? Because some people, their children have little jobs.
Yes.
Because
So
let me tell you, her
that's,
son is cute as a button, and he's opinionated. So I'm just saying, what does the little prince do?
well, he's my son. But yes, he's a part of my team, my dream team for my home based business, right? He is actually my employee officially. And so that's just a quick tip since we're talking about employees and teams. The IRS, if you go on the website, they even have a blog article. They encourage you to hire your kids and put your kids on the staff.
Yes.
And so he takes care of all the janitorial needs we have here at our office. And he is a big supporter and he definitely gives me ideas when I need them. But yeah, he's a part of it.
And thank you, because as the Dream Team strategist, did y'all get that gem she just dropped? I know I went over a lot of your heads, so I'm going to repeat it again. Hire your children. Go
Yeah.
on IRS website, and you will see. Now I can't. Don't quote me on the exact amount, but I could swear it's 12 to 14,000 that you can pay
12,000 or
there.
less. Mm-hmm.
Yes, credit or less. They don't have to pay taxes on it. So that
No.
means you're allowed to you give them chores to do, and they get paid for it. And I know, look, in the black folks, in the black community, you do it because I said do it. But we also got to be
Right.
smart with our money and get our tax stuff, okay? It is legal. If I had no, I was like, how come I find out now? My kids are grown. This ain't helping me. But you go on IRS. I was on Lynn Richardson. She's excellent, and she had us go
Yes.
on the site itself in one of her classes. And I was like, and your accountants don't tell you. You know why? Because it's extra work. Um, they don't want to, they're not going to. They want to do quick. It's quick money. Let's do the IRS. Let's just do it the easy way. Everybody wants to do the easy filing. Nobody wants to wait because they got to get my money so I can go on my cruise or I can get my lace front, or you know what I'm saying. I'm saying lace front because of the wig, but you know what I mean. No, you
Right.
need to make sure that you're getting back and having a business. Dream Team strategists tell us how, right? Am I wrong?
Right. That's right. You can hire your kids for sure. And the great thing about them being your kids is there is no limit on what hours they can work, and there aren't any limits on how many days a week they can work. They're already doing chores, most likely. So like Lynn says, get paid, pay them, and that way you're able to write that off. And just as she stated, with school clothes, Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, school stuff, sports, whatever your kids partake in that you're already paying for anyways, you can get that money back and claim it as a deduction on your taxes, and that's smart.
And guess what? We need to be smarter because we're always looking at Bezos and all those other names, which I won't mention, and they don't have to pay anything because they're using the loopholes that
Knowledge.
were not put there for
Mm-hmm.
us. They weren't put there, and I'm going to call them, they weren't put there for the lazy folk. They
Yeah.
just weren't. You got to read. You want to keep a secret? Put it in writing because everybody
What they
wants a
say.
snippet. They got to have a video. I ain't got time to read all that. Give me a little video. Give me a reel, right? Give me a TikTok. I want to see some, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be our willing participant. So she didn't drop some gems on you. I'm just saying. So I'd like you just share with us some gems, some tools, some tips that people can do with their small businesses because you're helping small businesses grow. So what
Mm-hmm.
can they do? How can you help them? And again, make sure you tell us how we can find you.
Okay. So, primarily in the area with the team, I'll give you three do's and three don'ts, right?
Okay.
So a couple of do's that you can do whenever you have a team is to find out what it is people are passionate about. If you're able to tap into what they're passionate about, you're able to tap into their talent. And once you're able to extract the talent out of them and you're able to extract this passion and give them an environment which they feel safe to be themselves and be passionate about what they're passionate about, they excel, they do well, they're happy to be there. You're really going to have to force them to go home. I'll give you a story. So one of the ladies that I used to work with, she came from a totally different industry. She was in the restaurant industry, so she was big on customer service. And as she was learning dentistry, it was exciting to her. So that also gave her an incentive to want to stay because she was learning new things. Her personal stock was going up. She was able
Right.
to add something to her belt, right? And what she loved though was making the experience for the kids a memorable experience. So if it was their birthday, she asked us, she was like, hey, can we have balloons for the kids on their birthdays? Like, I'm going to look up the day before, I'm going to look up all the kids whose birthday is tomorrow, and I'm going to have a balloon ready for them. That was tremendous because when the kids got to the office, most people like their dentist. So, well, some people don't. I won't say that. Some people do, some people don't. It's just your choice. If you're afraid of them, or if you're not. But I'm coming to the dentist and they know it's my birthday and I get a gift. Wow, like mamas
Right.
are really impressed with that. So that made them not miss their appointment. That's a big thing. And so also, if you're able to give them an environment, like I said, where they feel safe to be themselves, they feel safe to express their concerns, they feel safe to give you feedback. You always want to have an open line of communication with the employees because you want to tap into what they're thinking. Because usually people don't leave their job, they leave their bosses. So if I'm able to feel comfortable with you and I'm able to bring and voice my opinions whenever I think something's not going right in the workplace, or when I have an idea to elevate the workplace or bring new ideas to the workplace, and I can bring them to you and you listen to me, even if you're not able to do them, you're like, you acknowledge me though, I feel seen, I feel heard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. I'm happy to come to work. I'm happy to come do what I need to do and knock it out the park. Another do that you will want to do is create ways where you can make more money. You can increase the money and the cash flow in the business so that you can give an incentive to your employees for maybe bonuses or gift cards, just an extra incentive for them working hard, because if they're doing what they need to do and they're increasing the revenue, they should be rewarded. That just goes without saying. um so that's all of the do's.
Thank
with
you.
the don't with the don't, you don't want to micromanage people. Nobody wants to feel micromanaged. I know this is your baby, your business is your baby. You may have trust issues, and you don't really want to just hand off your baby to someone and they not take care of it. But that's why you have to vet the right people in the interviewing stage. Like, you need to hire the right people from the beginning so that you don't have these issues where you're leaning over their shoulder. I remember it was a time when they used to I've been in offices before where they'll send other employees to spy on other employees and see what they're doing. And that just causes conflict amongst employees, first of all. And then that causes distrust with the employees, with the higher ups. They're like, these people don't trust me. I don't really have to
Right.
come here and do what I need to do. I don't feel trustworthy. They don't feel, I'm not feeling trustworthy in this environment. So don't do that. Then you don't want to have those microaggressions in the office where you got this black crowd following you and you're just kind of like mean and you're just nitpicking on this one person and you're just real passive aggressive. They did something wrong, so you just want to be snooty with them or catty. If you have an issue, bring them out to the side. Hey, I noticed this. I noticed that your demeanor has changed. I noticed that your attitude has changed. Is it something going on that you care to share, or that you can let me know that I can do better, or how I can improve the workplace? Ultimately, if you keep the mindset that I work for my employees, they will work for you, and they will take your business to new heights. They will really feel appreciated and cared about, and you will retain them. That's important. You want to retain the talent. And the last is don't play with people's money, right?
What?
I already said that. It should go without saying. But don't play with people's money. You can be sued and people will leave. And then you'll be stuck right in the thick of things, doing the work that you didn't really want to do, and the work that is really because you're a high value person, you're a CEO, you're the manager, so your time is valuable. You
Right.
created this business, so your cost per hour is way higher than your team's cost per hour. But now you're going to be having to go down to the lower level cost per hour task because the people left you because you were not doing right by them with the money.
But these were great. Hi, Wynetta. Um,
Hey, hey.
I'm just going to recap because I did. You see how good am I doing good, Adriana? Even with my chemo
Yes,
brain, I was trying to take notes so that people, when you do the replay, because we're going to still put it on our feeds, we're still going to share this. But people
yes.
are always trying to catch up and see what we're doing and what we talked about. So the three do's to retention,
Mm-hmm.
recruitment, right?
Right.
Find employees' passion and extract the talent. Number two, have an open line of communication with your employees. It should be in a safe environment and show that their opinions are valued.
Yes.
And another do, number three, is find ways to increase your cash flow. But when you do increase the cash flow, make sure that you share it. Give bonuses, gift
Mm-hmm.
cards as extra incentives. People are not stupid. They know that the company is making more money
They sure
and I'm
do.
not saying you made $1 more, but you made a significant amount. And can I tell you a secret? You don't have
What?
to give people a whole $1 million. The fact that you
No.
acknowledge them, and I'm not talking about no pizza party either. I'm not sick of that. I'm
No.
saying, but acknowledging them, and I'm going to throw in there too. That they're not feeling well, or they have an illness, or their family. Just say hi. How are you doing today? And if you know people's names, unless you have 30,000 employees, if you're over a group, it's your own business, and you have 10, you should know everybody's name. You should know if they have children. And if you're going to have a meeting with them, get your cards out and say, okay, I
Yes.
know they have this children. First of all, it just reduces their anxiety and it makes you feel like they're wanted and you care. Because, like Adriana says, Dream Team Strategist over here says, people don't quit companies, they quit their boss.
They're
That's
raw.
what they do.
That's right.
Now, the three don'ts. Number one, do not micromanage. All right. Don't sit over here and tell folks, and look, for us that are type A, you like things done. Can I tell y'all a secret? I've had to release going through being home, going through my cervical cancer journey now. My son does things different than I do. But guess what? It's the same thing. The dishes get washed, the garbage gets taken out, the counters get cleaned, clothes get washed. Now I want them folded to the left and he folds them to the right, but the fact is they still get done. You still
That's right.
micromanage. Be
It's a team.
comfortable within yourself and it reduces your stress as well. The number two don't delete microaggression. I cannot stand passive aggressive. You sitting up there grinning in my face and then you give me a backhanded slap, compliment. or don't do the passive aggressive, and forget the microaggression where you're putting people against each other. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
really, you're my favorite. No, no, we're here for a
No.
job. If we actually happen to build a personal relationship, that's like an extra bonus. But we're here for our job, but I value you as an employee. Okay, stop
Absolutely.
trying to be friends with everybody. And I threw that in. That was the Travis Michelle. I threw that in. Number three, don't do not play with people's money. You know
Ooh.
that you already know, unless you're a solopreneur and you have your web developer stuff like that. But you already know projected how much money you're supposed to make, right? You're expected to make, and you're checking that every quarter. Don't play with their money. Don't
No.
have things bouncing. And if that means you don't get paid or you got to be cut short, then that's what you got to do. But don't play with people's money. Give people also a raise. Yeah,
Yes.
give them a raise. They work
Or
hard for
a
you,
bonus.
or a bonus, right? But if I know bonuses, but the tax factor, they take half of it, so they're great. But if you give them a raise and they see that if you do so much, and sometimes if you have, like, you can do a challenge. I want you to tell us about your challenge, okay? See, I remembered it, clicked in. Um, if you do so many sales or what have you, and you have a bonus, right? Or you have some type of incentive, or you have tickets to the Knicks, or I don't know, I'm just making up stuff. It
That's
makes
nice.
people like, oh my goodness. But you know what? It's increasing your bottom line, but you're also retaining your employee. So those
Yes.
are your three don'ts that we're so happy. Now, I understand. I heard through the grapevine that you have a challenge coming up next Friday. So can you please share with us?
Well, actually, I have a webinar, right?
Webinar.
So I am in the thick of my marketing campaign right now, which is the All Star Dream Team, because All Star Weekend is February the 20th. That is the All Star game. So I am helping you to create your All Star Dream Team, right? And I have a live webinar that is scheduled for February the 18th at 7 p.m. I would love to have everybody join me. The link that Travis posted, the easytree.me/dream team strategist. If you visit that link, you'll see the first bar, and you can get your floor seats, right? Your floor seat to my webinar at the All Star webinar. And so I'm going to go over a bunch of different things, particularly in the area of your team, for free. And I definitely would love to have everybody join me. At the end, if you like what you hear, I'm going to give you an offer that you can work with me further, and I can help you really dig into what it is that I'm trying to teach you and what it is that I'm showing you, and that you can have it one on one. You can have it, it'll be a lifetime thing. So it's not like it's just a one time
Mhm.
offer. You'll be able to keep it, replay it, show it to your team, show it to your staff. So I would love, 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 love for everybody to join me next Friday, February 18th at 7 p.m.
Wow, and that's Eastern Standard. I always forget to put that.
Eastern Standard. I do too. Eastern. I'm on the Eastern time zone. So 7 p.m. Eastern. All Star webinar.
I love it. All Star Webinar by the Dream Team Strategist, February 18th at 7 p.m. And I'm going to go back up and just put where they to the IG, because since I already typed it in and I don't have to try to figure that out again. It makes it easy. You can go on
That's it.
easytree.me on her IG, or you can just go to easytree.me/Dream Team Strategist. But if you're on IG, you go to Dream Team
Dream Team
Strategist,
strategy.
and you'll also
Yes.
click the link, and you'll take you there. In at Odrayona Ward on Clubhouse, because she's on Clubhouse too, Odrayona
Yes,
Ward.
I
So make sure
am.
you do that. And you're on Facebook, right?
Yes, I am on Facebook.
And on Facebook. Well, I can't believe the time has flown. I
Oh,
thank you for just like saying yes to me. For this has been it's been a nice way for me to break back in to my
mm-hmm.
late night with Travis Michelle. Um, I so appreciate you, and again, I appreciate all of you for coming in, for commenting. Please make sure that you still um, Let me put people's comments up, that you share this video, that you go and subscribe to YouTube. This is what it's about.
Yes. Thank
Myself,
you.
Michelle, look, I'm about us working together, helping each other grow, especially Black women, all women, yes, but especially Black women, because I'm a Black woman, okay?
Amen.
And when they tell us that we don't work together, they're lying, because we do work together. But as long as you keep saying those words, your words are so important and they're so powerful. So what you tell yourself, if you tell yourself you can't, then you can. If you tell yourself you can, then you can, right? No matter what
Right.
it is, whatever you're going through, no matter the challenge, how tough it is, we have to keep our head up. We have to stay confident. And that doesn't mean you can't fall apart. Yesterday, I was a blubbering idiot. Let me tell you, my eyes were puffy. I was snotting. I was crying. I was a hot to the mess. You know, I spoke to my therapist, my doctor, oncologist. I was speaking to my nutritionist. I spoke to my son, but I had to get it out. And now it's like, oh, okay. So I had that opportunity, because we have to be able to release its vent in a healthy
Yes.
way so that we can boss up. Don't try to be so strong. Being weak sometimes, knowing your weaknesses, is very helpful to keep you strong and to make you strong. So you can find
Absolutely.
us here every Wednesday night. What time? 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Backside of the ugly side of the backstory. Jesus have to the mercy. Y'all know my chemo, okay? Don't be laughing at me. It's all right. But we'll have a guest on next week. And can I tell y'all a secret? I am going to have, I was talking to my doctors and the GY, my gynecologist and my radiation oncologist. They're going to be my guests.
Ooh,
They're
that is
coming on
awesome.
in March. And so is one of the anesthesiologists who woke me up. I like to say wake me up, because you know what? They put you to sleep, but look, they woke you. You could have surgery, whatever. She woke me up. And I was sharing with her. She says, I'd love to be on your show. Closed mouths don't get fed. So I'm just
That's right.
excited that they're coming on. They've been so supportive of me. Go to Amazon, pick up a copy of Boss Up with Confidence, Travis Michelle. I help women gain back their confidence. Not that you know, my audience, let me just be real. It's women who are in business who have confidence, but they want to take it to the next level. Because we can't keep staying right here and staying and expecting more. You got to raise it up. So how do you
Hmm.
do that? Willing participant, action steps, love yourself and kick butt unapologetically. Just like I'm kicking butt with this wig that I had to pull out the bag and figure out how to get it on, because the hair with chemo is a hot to the mess. So, but you know what? We're Black women. We know how to improvise. We always got something in a bun or something in our arsenal, right?
Right.
And I can't, my head is so tender. I can't color. I can't do nothing to it. So there's no braids for me for years, nothing. So guess what? This is it. I'm sharing with y'all. Look, y'all know I come on here and we have to be silly. We have to laugh. We have to make sure that we are living life every minute. Because if you don't live life every minute and enjoy it, life's going to live you anyway. So why not be in charge of it? So before we go, can you just give us um, your parting words?
My parting words are thank you so much for having me on. It was not a problem last minute. As a matter of fact, I love the blessing of it because, like I said, I have my webinar coming up. So you gave me an opportunity to promote it more. So that I really think that was the Lord that just allowed you to call me at that right time. And I want to thank everybody for the awesome compliment in the comments. Everybody that said they're going to come to the webinar. I cannot wait to see you there. I'm so excited about it. I'm excited that you're trusting me with your team. And I just hope to see everyone there. And thank you so much again, Travis Michelle, for inviting me to the late night talk show.
Thank you so much. And I would like to offer, if there's people who feel they would be a good fit for Late Night with Travis Michelle, where we keep it real, we keep it 100. Okay, you bring your drink of choice, put them chill in the bed, because we're gonna get on here and we're just gonna talk up front. We're not on at 11 a.m. intentionally. It's intentional that we're on at night so that people can feel relaxed, right? No microaggression, no micromanagement, no passive aggressive behavior. You can let your hair down, you can put your bonnet on, but you know, me and my guests, we're going to be trying to look cute. So we're not going to do that. But anywho, and you know what? Contact me on Facebook. Go ahead and do that messenger thing. It may take me a second because I got to get back in. I have so many. I think I have like 200 messages. I got to check.
Ooh.
But give me time, or you can go over to my Instagram page at Travis Michelle, and you could also back channel me on Clubhouse at Travis Michelle. And I would love to see if you'd be a good fit. I'm learning to say that now, to be a good fit for Late Night with Travis Michelle. Okay, so that we can get you out there and people will know about you. And guess what, Angelique, don't tell nobody. We got another secret. I just found out today that I will be a part of a documentary.
Ooh.
In March. I am just like, y'all don't understand.
Killing it.
And I had shared already that I am also a part of Herpreneur Network, which is over in Clubhouse, and it's a network of women of God in business women, Christian business women. So I'm all, under the visionary Dr. Nikki Ziegler, who was in here earlier. And I'm going to be a part of another anthology, but it's for affirmations. And why? Because it coincides with me bossing up the Confidence Journal. I don't see. All right, we're going over a little bit. You grow faster when you have more people with you, the right team, right? Dream Team Strategist.
Right. That's right.
We're taught a lot of times in these IG streets, you got to do everything yourself. No, you don't. So why do I have to now try to do an affirmations book when I can be a part of one and collaborate that in collaboration, and now offer that as part of in my Boss Up Academy when I have a virtual retreat this year, y'all. Yeah, that stuff coming in. I have a sales coach now. Life is moving forward, and we are going to be on Times Square.
Ooh,
so you know what I mean. You may seem like things are going slow, but you got to put the work in and you have to stay present. So I just wanted to throw that out there to encourage people. People will remember, as Maya Angelou said, they'll remember how you made them feel more than they'll remember what you said. I am Travis Michelle. You know, there comes my outro. I'm too much for some. Get over it because it's bothering me. I'm not enough for others. Join. It'll rub off on you. But guess what? I'm always just right for me. So until next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, boom, make sure that you live every moment of your life intentional and on purpose. And look at our beautiful smile on the Dream Team Strategist. Keep smiling. I love you all. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.